Hello, everybody, and welcome. So, I wanted to do an update to my situation. Obviously, the losing Daisy took a big toll on me, but you know, gotta just move on. It happens, people die, that's the thing. Now, I generally wanted to make this video because I wanted to not confess, I just wanted to give you more of an insight into the sort of person I am. Now, I am someone who, um, how do I express this? I am chronically lonely, let me just say. And the reason why I keep pushing people away so sort of viciously is because of issues stemming from a relation, like family issues, basically. So anyone who knows me knows the story as to who I'm talking about. And I've had this sort of nagging feeling, but even long before that, to be honest, like even when I was in school, I didn't really feel like I fitted in. I always felt like I was the outsider, and I was just like everyone knew my business, everyone wanted to talk about me, but I didn't really know much about anyone. And like that feeling of loneliness, I've had it now for like more than 20 years. I'm only like 33 now, so most of my life I've had that feeling of loneliness. And I've had this nagging feeling in my mind literally all my life, since I can even remember having the same sort of thoughts of when I was like 10, of this feeling of I'm going to die alone. And now the thing is, people, or I'll talk for myself, like I tend to make a judgment and then try and go out of my way to justify it. And do I deserve to be alone all my life? Probably not. Let's be honest. I'm sure if my mum or little sister are watching, they're like, of course you don't. Now, the thing is, for me, like, I didn't want to play any sad music in the background or anything like that. I just wanted to give this to you guys raw, because you know that I'm always brutally honest with my feelings. Now, a lot of the issues I've had in my life have stemmed from that, literally from that. The feeling of loneliness, the feeling of not fitting in, the feeling of whatever. And like the reason I try to be so, let's say, helpful to other people is so that I can dispel that feeling of loneliness, you know. So I thought, like, you know, in order to get people to treat me as an equal, do I have to just be overwhelmingly generous, or do I have to be overwhelmingly kind to be treated the same? You know what I mean? And I want this video to be reassuring. If anyone else is in my situation, please let me know in the comments down below. Like, I'm just used to that because cultural wise, you know, the culture comes into it as well. There is very big differences. Like, I don't drink alcohol, and that's not just from culture, that's also from personal choice. And growing up, that was a barrier because everyone around me drinks, you know. So when I was at school, people were starting to drink. When I was at university, everyone drank. And I would be just sort of bored out of my mind. Like when I was at university, I I remember like my housemates in one or two of the years, maybe the first year and like the last year of uni, they were saying to me things like, "Oh, you know, you don't have to drink, but just come out with us anyway." And I remember going to like out to the student union and stuff like that, and I was bored out of my mind because I was 100% aware of the fact that they weren't dancing, they weren't anything, they were just drunk and you know, the whole night. And I was just sort of sitting there in the corner like, you know, very aware of my surroundings. Like I was a professional girl purse guard, if you know what I mean. So all the girls would leave their purses with me to guard them while they were doing whatever. And there was one night, I mean, just to sort of sum up that feeling, there was one night one of my housemates was on medication and she couldn't drink. And it was literally the whole night, me and her sat in a corner, bored out of our minds. And I said to her, "Welcome to my world." And, you know, part of me, there is some little part of me who's always like, you know what, maybe I should do all these things just to fit in. But then I remember who I am as a person. I've always been, I don't want to say independent, but I've always focused on me, let's say. So I'm not going to do things just to impress other people. I think that's really important not to do that. I think that it is really important to be yourself. My feeling towards that is more than any of these issues that I might be having. And the thing is as well, like, if you guys know me, you know full well I couldn't give a damn about impressing anyone. Like, there isn't anyone who I am scared of. There isn't anyone who, like, there just isn't, like, the only person I really care about is myself, to be perfectly honest. Because, and now it might sound selfish, but the reason why is because with my anxiety and whatever, I've had to deal and defend myself with years and years and years, decades of stomach pain. It's my stomach. My stomach is my kryptonite. It's my weakest point in my whole body. And it's just obviously defensive. People often say I'm very defensive, and I say, yeah, I have to be, because the amount of pain from the anxiety is just ridiculous. Like, I was even yesterday, like, I've been at my current job now for a good 5 approaching 6 months, and I still had a panic attack on the train yesterday. So I have my coping mechanisms to deal with it. I've discussed, like, it in other videos, that if I start panicking, like, let it happen and it'll go away. But the fact that even at my age I'm still having to deal with that crap and it hasn't permanently gone is very disappointing. It's like, I would have thought I'd be over this by now. Generally as well, this has led me to become an addict. Now, thankfully, I don't do drugs. I've never tried a cigarette. I don't drink alcohol. I don't even drink tea or coffee. So I don't have any addictions in terms of chemicals. So I'm completely free of chemical addictions. Thank God for that. My addiction is basically, like, one is spending too much money. Like, that's part of the big problem in my life. That's why at my age I still have no money. I've got debt. I don't have savings. And also as well, my addiction is just living only day to day. You know what I mean? Like, I'm living my life like I'm gonna die tonight. You know what I mean? I live every day like it's the last. But it's not necessarily a good thing to do that, because I've been spending years in that mindset. I haven't really set much up for the future. That's why I'm highly critical of people who do things where they put their future at risk. So I am really focused right now on my career. I want to make sure that it turns into something good. And I've been working as a developer now for 10 years. I will never be a full-time streamer or YouTuber because it's too risky. There's no stability in this. So that's why I haven't even tried, to be perfectly honest. But the amount of success I've had with this is overwhelming. Like, you guys have supported me for everything, so I really appreciate you for that. And the thing is as well for me is like, reflecting on the choices I've made in life. There's plenty of choices I could have made better. Simple as that. I could have made a lot of better choices. And I am, a lot of times, like, I am fully aware of the mistakes I'm making, and I still make them anyway. I'm sort of, I don't know if you guys have ever had this feeling of, I know this is wrong, why did I still do it? But I've had that feeling a lot in my life. And generally, guys, I wanted to make this video to just effectively say, this is who I am, this is why I do things, and I know where the problems are, and I am trying to resolve them, let's just say. So I don't want to blame loneliness on this. I'm not blaming it. It's just a case of, it's something I've always had to deal with. Now, going forward, I do want to change a little bit what I'm doing in terms of the streaming and YouTube, because you guys know lately I've been talking about it a lot, that I'm not happy with the current routine, because what I was effectively doing was documenting all of my time in Final Fantasy 14. I was recording every single quest. I was, trying to make a billion guides. I was doing whatever. And after 4 years of doing it, I can't do this anymore. I can't stick to this routine. I've been completely burnt out to the nth degree. I can barely even stand to log into 14 anymore. And I have been playing tons of other games, but even then, you probably have noticed my live stream. I'm streaming probably like once a week at the moment because of that sort of, pain pleasure thing. Because it causes me pain, it doesn't cause me joy. So, yeah. So, what can I tell you guys? Generally, I just want to be happy. I did say about this in another video that my purpose in life is to be happy. And, what can I do to be happy? Simple, it's a question I need to answer for myself. Now, one of the things I can do to be happy is to be debt free. Now, one of the things I checked a couple of days ago where my loan is at. I've got 5,000 remaining on my loan, and then I'll be debt free. And 5,000, it might sound like a lot, but to me it's not much, considering it used to be 15 plus. And the reason why I even ended up with that loan is because of my addictions, because of spending too much money and so on. And also by maybe being naive. I don't want to say maybe, definitely being naive to relationships and so on. But because I'm so lonely all my life, when I had a girlfriend like Christina, I splurged. I thought that my role as a boyfriend, that this is what I'm supposed to do: support her, love her, whatever, do anything for her, even if it meant effectively giving up all of my money and then even more money than I didn't even have. And so that's it, guys. Consider this my confession. This is who I am. You can belittle me, you can berate me, you can comment a hatred and kick me when I'm down and all this bullshit. Do whatever you like if it makes you feel happy. But I know who I am. I know what I need to do to make myself happier. And so bring it, see if I'll give a shit. Simple as that. And going forward, guys, if you do have any constructive suggestions, like have you gone through the same thing? How do you deal with it? How do you keep focused? How do you solve the chronic loneliness? Because a solution for me is what is not a solution for me is going out and doing things like drinking and meeting girls. I'm never ever going to be the sort of person to sleep around or whatever. It's not who I am, and I never will do it. I am definitely a one-woman man. It's just not in me at all ever to do that. I can't bounce girl to girl. It's just I can't take it. I have enough stress and anxiety as it is. So and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my queen. I'm looking for the girl who finally balances me out and fixes all my flaws and just makes me feel good and lets me love her to the ends of the earth, sort of thing. So anyway, guys, that's it. That's the latest of where I am right now. Like I said, in terms of YouTube, in terms of games and so on, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to go for quality rather than quantity, if you know what I mean. I do have, though, a backlog of maybe 200, 300 videos to publish. So I will slowly publish them eventually. But then going forward, I am going to make a lot less videos, but a lot better videos that I actually enjoy making. So, yeah, anyway, guys, thank you. I am Mithrie. Please subscribe if you like, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.